Questions remain over Uganda's political landscape following President Yoweri Museveni's swearing-in ceremony yesterday in Kololo, where key opposition parties including FDC, Democratic Party, NUP and UPC were visibly absent during the event.
The parties under IPOD should clearly lay out agreed guidelines on the do's and the don'ts of election management, according to the laws and the Constitution of Uganda.
And though the government claims that it set out invitations to key political rivals in the country for the event, their absence spoke volumes. Today, we set out to Kampala to ask political observers and political analysts for this particular development and what it means for Uganda's democracy.
It's not all about an election or winning an election. It is all about accepting the results from an election. And so when you do not have DP, the oldest political party in Uganda, but also UPC as a sister and a brotherly political party, basically with even candidates and leaders in NRM, and there is also a full pact of MOUs between these political parties. That shows you how crippled our democracy is still, but requires that we respect our social cohesion, our friendship, but our diplomacy. So it's a shame to me.
While foreign dignitaries and supporters of the national resistance movement filled the grounds to capacity, the absence of major opposition parties, including the old guard of the Democratic Party and the Uganda People's Congress, highlighted the deep and lingering political divisions following Uganda's elections.
The conspicuous absence of UPC and DP at the swearing-in ceremony may signal the weakening relationship between the ruling NRM and these opposition political parties. We have seen since the nomination of presidential candidates that the UPC party, for instance, was angered by the failure of their party president to be nominated as a presidential candidate. When you go to the DP, we see that from the very beginning, the cooperation between NRM and DP was largely hinged on the personality of the party president. And the party president himself was seemingly the major beneficiary. So many of the other party leaders don't value this relationship because they don't seem to benefit from it.
According to some analysts, the boycott was a political statement by the opposition. They argue that although the ceremony was symbolic, with the president receiving the instruments of power, it carried little substantive political significance beyond that.
It's a difficult theater for opposition politics in Uganda specifically, because you boycott the cake cutting ceremony, but on the other hand, you participate in eating the cake, but also sitting on the same national table. So their absence did not in any way stop the swearing-in ceremony, but it does speak volumes on questions of political consensus.
Government has continued to downplay the boycott, insisting that the doors for dialogue remain open. However, opposition leaders maintain that attending the ceremony would have legitimized a process they fundamentally reject, a position political observers say must eventually give way to constructive engagement for the good of the country.
It must be constitutional, but also compulsory going forward, that after elections, those that have gone to the court and have exhausted all legal perimeters of the Ministry of Justice and the judiciary, if they have said so and so on, yours is to go and join the winner at Kololo, to send a signal to the young people that politics is not all about bombs and killing one another. It's all about working together.
I would be very concerned if UPC, FDC, NUP, and all the other political parties of the opposition leaning boycott going to parliament, boycott their legitimate seats in the district councils and all the lower local government structures. I would be worried that we are approaching a stalemate. As it is now, missing out on a ceremony, it's by choice. And for me, it does not touch on the substantive structure of politics and governance.
As President Museveni kicks off his new term, his immediate challenge will not only be governance, but also finding a way to bridge the gap between his political rivals. Reporting for NTV Tonight, I am Joram Paul Sonko in Kampala.